think we're live. We're live? Craig, we're live. There might even be more people joining us. Guys, we're live. Welcome to the November edition of Echo Means Business live stream. We've been doing these monthly. We'll be doing more of a monthly, maybe even more over the winter months. That's a little preview. But welcome. The November edition of what it is we're trying to do here. The pre-Thanksgiving edition of what it is we're trying to do here. We're hanging out. We're talking about what's going on with you and your business and us. And tonight's topic, marketing. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael Bedell, owner of Bedell Property Management, also an Echo Means Business User Advisory Group member and a council member this year. Whole mouthful there, but a good time nonetheless. So thank you so much for joining us on a Monday evening here. Go ahead, show us some love in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from, what you got going on. Maybe you've had a better Monday than me. Probably have. We'll leave those details alone. And look, we've got another person joining already. Maybe even another person. Oh, wow. Look, people are just multiplying here. The Monday Fun Day. It gets better. So enough from me. Let's let these guests go ahead and join us and introduce themselves. And then we'll dive into tonight's topic, which is marketing your business. The good, the bad, the ugly. You're going to hear it from these guys themselves, my fellow user advisory group members. So Craig, let's start with you. Why don't you just introduce everybody for those that aren't lucky enough to know who you are already, and then we'll circle it through the group and dive in here.
You got it. I'm Craig Willeford. I'm with Clean Cut Yards. We're located in Sherman, Texas, and I'm glad the rest of these guys showed up because I didn't know that I would have enough information.
Nice. Perfect. No, Craig, honestly, probably enough for me. You could just run the show here. You're like low-key, humble guy, but like real smart. Anybody who gets to spend some time with you is like, I think I want to talk to Craig some more. I might learn some stuff. So you guys are in for some fun. You know, when he shows up and drops the knowledge, it's always a good time. So we got Craig, but we got more. Teno, I see you giggling away there and hopefully not driving. Hopefully you still got Ricky behind the wheel, but go ahead. Let us know who you are and how things are in the great state of Texas. I think his mic is muted. Is your mic muted, Teno? They got the mic working there in Texas? I don't know. I think that's no dice, as we say in Michigan. All right, we're going to circle back to Teno. Pablo, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know what you got going on and how your Monday Fun Day is.
It's been good. It works solo today, so that's something nice to do every now and then. But it was a long day. I just kind of got home over here, so still kind of tired, but ready for this conversation of marketing.
Perfect. And you're out of Florida, is that right?
Yes, sir. Florida, St. Cloud, Florida.
Nice.
Close to Orlando.
Oh, fun area. Bunch of money over there. People giving it to you and giving it to that mouse guy.
They do make a big part of the economy around here, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Any big tourist trap does. So thanks to our friends that are joining us tonight. We got Dependables Don's Garage, Landscapes by Acme, and JC the Lawn Guy so far. Thank you so much, guys. And for any of us, anybody joining us at a later date, hello to you as well. Hope things are good in the future. They're moderately okay here, but always better in the future, right? And so let's dive into tonight's topic. That is marketing your business. Certainly something that I've tried all sorts of different things at in my time in business over here, but it's not all about me. It's all about these guys, and they have quite a whole slew of tips to share with you guys, and certainly some things to glean from, and also maybe some things to think about. And, just because it's an option available to you in life doesn't mean it's the right option for you and your business. So, Craig, I know we were talking earlier about some different things that you've done, and I thought those were probably a pretty good place to start, and they sound like they've been pretty effective for you. So share with us more about that.
You got it. So we were talking earlier about when I started my business, the one thing we went with marketing wise was door hangers, and how incredibly effective it was for our business. So my dad and I got together and we decided we were going to do a part-time landscaping business and just have some fun with it and spend some time together. And we decided to start with door hangers. So we ordered 2,000 door hangers. We kept them really simple. I was going to show you guys. I know it'd be hard to see on the screen, but it basically just has our logo on the top, and on the bottom it had our phone number, and our website. And then right in the middle, it was a customizable door hanger that allowed us to leave a price on their doorstep. And that's really what was key for us. Is we spent about 2 weeks and to get these 2,000 door hangers out. But we actually gave everybody an exact price of what it would cost for us to cut, mow, take care of their lawn. And with that, we ended up having, we got 44 clients in 2 weeks. It was a bit overwhelming because we were thinking, hey, we're going to do this part-time and we'll just have some fun. And it went from part-time in 2 weeks' time to a full-time gig that we really having trouble just keeping up with. So the one thing we obviously we really had success was the door hangers. I've seen a lot of door hangers that have a lot of different pictures and a little about us thing, and I'm sure that's all good information. But for us, I think in the end it came down to what were we going to charge you to step on your property, and I think people really loved that because obviously the phone kept ringing, and we couldn't keep up. We actually started with a lawn tractor, and after 2 weeks, we were like, we're going to have to go to zero turns right now. So we definitely upgraded the equipment quickly, but everything was paying for itself. Just trying to keep up.
So there's a lot of really good takeaways there, Craig. I think number one that everyone really could glean off of is that the very low barrier to entry, right?
Yes.
Like it's clean, it's simple, but there's a price. There's no like, oh yeah, I do need to get the lawn mowed and this guy dropped this thing off. I should maybe call him, find out like it's ABC, oh, I need a lawn cut. Hey, there's this thing. It's 50 or 100 or whatever it is to do it. Like, cool. I'm gonna call this guy, and then maybe he can come do it tomorrow or next week or whatever it is. Like it's that's huge. I found very similar success in some of my early marketing things was that if you gave people the price, they just reduce it all this barrier that they'd have to go through. Made it very easy for them to just like, well, how do I get on the schedule? Give me something to sign. Let me give you money. And that's the second big takeaway is that you notice that Craig was like, wow, we got a good problem here. We're going to have to go get some bigger equipment. And now, like, it's not, well, how are we going to pay for the equipment? He knows how he's going to pay for the equipment. He's just landed 44 accounts, and they're all paying roughly X amount of dollars, or, he's bringing in how many thousands of dollars a week now. And so it makes it a lot easier to walk in and go buy some professional grade equipment because it's not a long shot that you can pay for it. In fact, you can very quickly calculate how fast you can pay for it, or how fast it may not be how fast you want to pay for it, but like you'll have the ability to. And I think that's something that not a lot of people think through and then set themselves up for success with, is that like, you even though you kind of stumbled into it by just like doing things well naturally, you really instead of like a lot of guys like, well, I'm going to get this stuff and I have a dream and I hope people will buy into it. People bought into your dream so much, maybe more than you did initially, that the only way out was cool. Well, then, like, if they bought in, then, you know, they got to buy us this equipment. And so that's why I said, like, there were a couple really juicy takeaways that I think if more guys starting out just kept it simple and then thought about how, like, you know, the clients are really going to allow this dream to happen, and letting it happen a little simply rather than trying to overcomplicate it, we'd have maybe a little higher success rate than 4 out of 5 businesses failing. Just saying. So great job, Craig. Those are, like I said, Craig's about to just like hit out of the park. Like, guys about to give you guys good golden nuggets because I'm always impressed when you talk, man. You're a really smart guy. I really like Craig. All right, Teno, we're giving you a chance to redeem yourself here. Do you have working audio? And maybe you can just tell people who you are, and then we can talk about marketing.
Okay. So, yes, I do have audio. My name is Teno Cardoso. I'm a co-owner of AJ's Lawn Care in San Marcos, Texas. And we do some marketing.
Riveting. All right. Anything specific you want to share with us about that? Or just, you know, after Craig's hitting them out of the park like that, are we all just going to be like, we market too?
Yeah, what else is there to say after Craig kind of laid it all down for us? But we do mostly a lot of Facebook ads. What we've come to find out is that
I think we've lost Teno there, man. This is rough. This is rough. We're trying. All right. Well, we'll circle back to Teno. I think he was saying something about Facebook ads, but
pinpoint. All right. Am I back?
Are you back? Good. I think you're good. All right. Try again. So. Facebook ads.
Okay. Yeah, we mainly do Facebook ads, but what we do is we actually pinpoint neighborhoods or streets within a mile or 2 radius. We don't do whole cities. We don't do our whole city. We don't do San Antonio or anything like that. We pick the neighborhoods. We set a pin there. We go a mile or 2 around there. And that's really worked for us the best. We've tried door hangers, EDDM, all that good stuff. But, I mean, Facebook, everybody's on Facebook. So, that's kind of where everybody gets their news, where everybody sees what's going on around the world. And so we've kind of hit that hard. We've tried, like I said, other things. And one thing that we had tried last year was kind of a neighborhood magazine, like flyer that got sent out to like certain areas that we were in. And we got in with that, paid way too much for it, and got maybe 2 calls. So kind of my advice would be kind of do what works. You know what I mean? If in your area everybody gets hits off door hangers, do door hangers. Or in your area, if it's more Google and Facebook, then do that. But yeah, for us, what works for us is the Facebook ads.
So are those like sponsored ads, or are you doing something like more targeted, just like advertising in local community groups? Like, I know Facebook can be like so multifaceted now, especially now that everybody from grandma and grandpa to the kids are on there. So
we do it. We do ads in groups, just, like for free. Just post your whatever you're doing at that time. But we found out it kind of gets kind of crazy in the comment section, and so we don't do that too often. What we usually do is actually make an ad, and within that ad, you can set your area, and we just set a pin like right in the neighborhood that we want to be in, branch out 2 miles, and kind of just roll with that. And we do multiple ones. Right now we probably have 4 or 5 going for Christmas lights, for fall cleanups, prunings, and stuff like that. So that's what we found makes us money.
All right, one more question for you. So obviously, like you said, you've done numerous ones, and I'm guessing there's probably some that have worked better than others. And like you said, probably the big overarching takeaway is that they work better in some areas than other areas. But ultimately, what's maybe like like something good that people can glean from, and then like something bad that people can like, you know, maybe like a learned lesson, like don't put this in your ad, but maybe put this, something that people could take home.
I really haven't had any bad experience with it. Music's a big thing. You don't really want to put music in there because Facebook's so weird. They will just not post your ad because of that. We don't use any kind of music or anything like that. We usually put a picture and then put the words, what we're trying to say within the picture, and it kind of hits better like that. We've never done like video ads or anything like that, but pretty much just stay away from the music. I mean, keep it short and sweet. Like, Christmas light special, you know what I mean? Tell them how much, if you want to tell them how much you're going to charge, tell them that, and you know, keep it short and sweet and just get your message across.
So it's not that different than really what Craig was saying, even though it's maybe Facebook ads versus door hangers. I'm noticing we're kind of 2 for 2, or even in a sense 3 for 3 if you add me in terms of like keeping it short and sweet might be kind of a big takeaway, and that maybe like to extrapolate off what Craig was saying, you know, maybe people don't want to like hear your life story and buy into your business. Maybe they will eventually once they're like, I really like Teno and Ricky, I really like Craig or Pablo, like they're good guys, let me learn more about them, like, you know, I didn't know they have family, this is great, those type of things. But like initially, you know, it's a service. Like, you know, people are just looking to get their lawn cut. This isn't like a big life decision or something like that, likely. So they, I mean, maybe they are, but they're probably not like really getting in the weeds with like, I want to know how they feel about this and that. Like, you know, they're not going to ask for your views on like religion, probably, or like, so they just want a price. And they want to get you going because, like, you know, I think, you know, some of us are lucky enough that people like really care about what we do to a point and they want it to look nice, but not always. Like, kind of depends on the market you're in and what you're doing. And like, I feel like the further you trend from like, you know, opulence and wealth and get in even more just sometimes the commercial market or industrial park. It's like, dude, make tall grass short. What's the price? ABC, let's move on. So Pablo, let's see if we can make this 4 for 4. What's your marketing takeaway? And let's see if there's some continued similarities here.
Well, I like Craig. I started like that too with the door hangers and all that stuff. But it get tired, especially when you have like not a lot of employees. So, you know, be walking around and door to door, and that's it. It get to a point that you don't want to do that, even though it work, because it does work. But my take that I've been looking at, the way I've been doing it, it's been working for me, and it's Google reviews. Just once I get the customer, I waited at least 2-3 service, and then I ask for a review on Google right away. Most of the time, they're good reviews, but I'm not asking for good reviews. I'm asking for whatever they throw out there. Uh, People these days, they got the phone, they look on the phone on, you know, stuff near me, and boom, you got a list. And a lot of people are all about reviews. You know, they, oh, look at this company have a million reviews, you know. So, and they even read through the reviews. So, and that's something that you might want to move into it, just kind of like push the reviews to the customers, because it does actually help. Your phone will start, you know, ringing by itself organically. Like, no, you're doing nothing. Just can't hear you.
There we go. That helps. All right. So question on that. Do you send them a link for the review, or do you like how do you go about that?
Yes, on Google, when you open an account on Google and put your business and everything, you have to have a LLC or corporate or whatever, and then they send you like a number, secret number, and you put it out there, and boom, you got your page, and you can put all the information, you can put photos, you can put all that stuff, and then there's a link that you can send to anyone, and then they can just give you a review, 5-star, 4-star, and even put some comments, bad or good, doesn't matter, I'll take it all.
But after that, like second or third service, do you have like an automated email that goes out, or do you just like knock on the client's door and ask them to like go to your page and leave a review? Like, what do you find's worked best? Is there like maybe like sending them a link gets them to like leave more reviews, or is that not true? And maybe asking in person gets them. Like, have you found something that works a little bit better than others, or?
Well, I mean, you got a point there. Sometimes I don't even see the customer. Everything is all over the phone, and it is a little bit difficult that way because you don't have that face to face to like talk to the customer and kind of go deep into like personal with the customer. So sending them a link out of the blue, it might be a little tricky. They probably ignore it, but most of the time they open it up, and obviously you got to let them know that it's a link for reviews on Google, and most of the time they're really they want to help you out. They know you're a business owner, and then they want they want to help, so they will open it and they will give you a reviews. Not all of them, but at least a bunch, which is good.
Yeah, I would think like, like you said, giving them the link would help get them to like the page to actually leave the review, or otherwise like people are just so spastic and there's so much going on. Like even if you have a really good conversation, like, yeah, Pablo, I'll totally leave you a review. Then like their dog starts barking and their kid needs to diaper change or whatever it is. And before you know it, like the next week comes by and you're out there in the yard and like, yeah, I didn't leave Pablo that review. And then they get busy and they don't do it again. So I think having that like, reminder digitally is probably pretty good. That's good. That's a good takeaway. And that's just it. Like, hey, Pablo, how much did it cost to set up that Google thing?
$0.
Versus like Teno was saying, he did that like paid advertisement magazine thing, and they have those type of opportunities in my market as well. And yeah, who did well on that? The gal that took like probably what $10,000 or $12,000 for that, or whatever it was. Yep. Yeah, and that's it. The part of marketing is just kind of getting out there and swinging the bat and trying. But there we go. We're 4 for 4 on like you can get in front of people and engage with them and get them to even like leave reviews about your business for $0. Or Craig, it was probably more sweat equity going out and delivering those and writing prices on it than like whatever, a couple $100 or whatever it was to get those actually printed up, and from the sounds of it, it kind of paid for itself pretty quickly. So,
Sure.
I think that maybe a big takeaway is you don't always have to have like this $1 million marketing budget and have a Super Bowl ad or something like that to really dominate on stuff. So, you guys got anything to add, and then we'll dive into the chat here, and then see if there's anything else we want to talk about before we land the plane tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that when we came up with the idea for the door hangers, we didn't exactly know how it would end up. But two of the great things that ended up out of it that we didn't realize was, number one, no one asked us for a quote because they already knew what the price was. So we saved ourselves so much time in the end with that. We didn't have to go around quoting people. And the second thing that sort of goes into that is we didn't get any no's. I mean, if people were calling us, it was because they wanted us to come. So we didn't have to do quotes, and we didn't get any no's. And you guys know sometimes when you're out there and you're quoting and you get a no, it's like that's not the best day because you've just wasted so much time. So those 2 weeks that we put in the beginning of all that hard work and that sweat equity of walking up and down every single street that we wanted to market to, it paid off in the end because we didn't have those no's and we didn't have those wasted quotes.
Really good points. Very, very good points. Ricky, you want to say something?
Yeah, you also you don't want to advertise leaf cleanup when the leaves are falling. You want to do it kind of like a month early and start advertising it. It's like Christmas. You don't wait for Christmas lights. You start advertising a month or two in advance, just so you can have it in their heads, and whenever they start thinking it, when they're talking in dinner, oh, I saw an ad from AJ's Lawn Care for Christmas lights.
Planting those seeds ahead of time. Very, very good point. What about you, Pablo?
I just want to say that for those that are starting the business right now, be careful with all these. They will call you every day trying to put money in the pot to get you to supposedly be number one on Google or use Facebook ads and all that stuff. Don't fall for that. I did once. I think everybody have done it, maybe. But be careful with that. It's not worth it.
What about you, Tino? You got something to add?
No, that just on that point, like, I mean, you always see, you get emails from random people, text messages from random people that do SEO and stuff like that. They want to make your company the top in Google. I mean, we're number one in our area and we don't even try. You know what I mean? It just happens. You know, we got a call today. The lady said, "Oh, I searched in Google for lawn care in New Braunfels and you popped up." And so I gave you a call. So I mean, a lot of people put a lot into that, and I bet there's a lot of things you can get from it. Like it does help you, but like we don't even try, and we stay, top 3 in our area. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah, that's just it. Being an established player in a market, it's kind of the so good you can't be ignored factor, right? Like you're just getting enough clicks, people are searching you enough that you don't need to pay for anything. You're showing up because you are the result. You're what's being searched for, which there's a lot to be said about that. You've made it in business long enough that you being a survivor will kind of put you up to the top too. That's a very, very good point. So a dependable Don's Garage says smart, narrow your area. I think that's great. I think knowing what your target market is or target people you're marketing to or what that's going to look like is huge. Like Craig said, he knew what areas he wanted and he walked up and down the road and it produced a calculated result. I did some things early on in my business where I did, there were a couple subdivisions I really wanted to take over, and I created a custom postcard for that specific subdivision, had the subdivision logo on it, had pricing on it, and then I had access through like friends, parents, and stuff that I maybe got the subdivision directory and went into Microsoft Word and created labels to put on the postcards that was like addressed to these people. And that produced very good results because they assumed this was some type of like subdivision discount or what was going on. And I like gamed the system and, then I had like 2/3 of the houses in the subdivision. And it was a good thing, especially when I had a bunch of guys and the economy was in a different spot. And there was really just like a lot of lawn mowing and stuff to be had. There wasn't as many extras that typical people go for because they maybe have a little bit higher margins, but we made do with that and did pretty good in the sense that you once you get into an area you can dominate. And I know Pablo wants to kind of touch on that a little bit. Some of the different ways that he's done that. It sounds very similar to some of the ways that we did the same thing in those neighborhoods. So great question from Scott at Landscapes by Acme here. How long do you run these Facebook ads? Teno, do you want to respond to that real quick?
We kind of rotate between them. If we're not getting hits, like I said, we set our budget for $1 a day when we pinpoint neighborhoods, like just a 2-mile radius. Because with that you're not reaching so many people that you have to pay all this money. Like when you do a whole city, if you only do $1 a day, you're not going to reach anybody. And so with these pinpointed neighborhoods, $1 a day is all you need. You'll hit everybody, 2-3 times a day with those ads. And so, yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. What was the question?
Yeah, it was a tragedy. Can you repeat the question? No, the question was just how long do you run these Facebook ads?
How long? I heard the ads. Yeah. So we kind of go off of what we're getting our ROI in each neighborhood. And so if we have a neighborhood that's not, they have 2 or 3 local guys in the neighborhood that do Christmas lights. I'm just kind of using Christmas lights because that's what we're actually running ads for right now. And so if they got people in the neighborhood that do it, and they're obviously going to be cheaper than us, so we're not going to get that many hits. And so when that happens, we'll drop that ad from that neighborhood and maybe run a different one, a fall cleanup or a pruning or a planting or something else. And so we kind of rotate through them. I look at them every week, kind of see what the insights and everything is for each neighborhood. And so, like I said, we have 4 going now, 3 in New Braunfels and 1 in Kyle. And so I just got to keep an eye on it and just stay on top of it. I mean, it's kind of a lot of work, especially when you do it all yourself. But I mean, if you can afford somebody to do it for you, then definitely, pass that on, to save you time from having to do it. But that's pretty much we do it. And like I said, we run the same ads year after year in these neighborhoods like that.
Fascinating. That's some really good takeaways there. I think one of the biggest ones was that, for what you're doing, and it's very calculated, you're only spending like $1 per neighborhood. So it's maybe, collectively $5 or $10 a day, right? And so at that dollar threshold, if you were to hire someone or a third-party agency or bring someone on, it might cost you way more for the labor end of it than it would the actual ad portion of it. And maybe that's something to think about when we see these inflated advertising prices. And it's like, you want how much? It's like, well, because we're paying for that person to eat. It's not because the ad really costs that much money. It's just very, very good insight. When you have these conversations, you can start to kind of connect the dots of where the money really goes sometimes. So Paul Camara, thanks for joining us, man. It's always nice to have a legend in the chat. So thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a good week and the weather is treating you well. JC the Lawn Guy says, aside, I assume that's from advertising, has word of mouth helped your business out much? Craig, what say you?
It's the one thing about the door hangers is that we targeted 3 or 4 different subdivisions. And so obviously once we got started, that 44, those first 2 weeks, those clients, as the summer went on, we obviously added 20 plus just in those subdivisions. And that was all from word of mouth. That was the neighbor who got the door hanger, but then decided not to follow up with us because we were mowing their neighbor's yard. And then they called us asking, I'll always love this, asking, hey, can you still do it for that price? And it was our first year. We said yes, but now in our 6th, 7th, 8th year, there's no way I would have said yes now. But yeah, so word of mouth did work out for us as well.
Cool. Teno, what about you?
Definitely. Word of mouth is huge. I mean, especially for somebody just starting out, anybody just starting out. When we started out, that's exactly how we got all of our business. I mean, we didn't have money for for any kind of ads. We didn't have money for door hangers or anything like that. I mean, we printed off little flyers in the printer with cardstock, and we passed those out because it was a lot cheap. So word of mouth definitely helps. I mean, if you're just starting out, put everything in every single yard. Do your very best. Give that 100%. Don't slack. Clean up your clippings, blow off the driveways, blow off the porches. I mean, there's people that don't expect you to blow off their porch, and you do that, and I mean, they'll come out and say, "Wow, it's real clean out here." So I mean, give it that extra effort. I'm not saying slack off after a while after you start making money or anything, but I mean, especially first starting out, that word of mouth is going to get you so much business. You'll be surprised.
I think Teno just touched on a gold mine there of cleaning up after yourself. I can say in total honesty and transparency that the biggest account my company has ever had, the people that spent the most money with me, I landed that account because I could clean up after myself. And that account landed me a lot of other big money accounts based on who that individual was. And part of why I've gotten those accounts and word of mouth referrals is because I not only clean up after myself, but I will clean up after other people for money, of course. But the attention to detail, and it doesn't, it's not like I'm nickel and diming people. It's more like sometimes what Teno says, just going and blowing off the deck or the front porch and like showing that you care, maybe that you want to treat their property how maybe you would treat your own property, goes so far because nobody does it. I don't know why. It's so easy. It costs virtually nothing other than a tiny bit of time, and you're already there. But nobody does it, and I don't know why. It's the craziest thing. But the people who do dot I's and cross T's, it's no one's totally untouchable. But you become in this just like other realm where when no one else is trying to clean up, like you've just set yourself apart by just showing you care. So I think there's a lot of merit about what you just said there. That's very, very, very good, Teno. Cleaning up after yourself and others go a long way. Pablo, what about you? Any word of mouth helping you out?
Yeah, sure. It's always help. But Teno hit the spot right there. That's the secret. Uh, that's the secret. Clean. Be a professional. That's what I call it. Just do what you're supposed to do, and the neighbors, they're not even gonna talk about you. They're gonna see it. And they're gonna start calling you. They're gonna go to that house. It's like, hey, who do your yard, man? Oh, this guy, he's whatever. And they start calling. They will start calling you, but doing what Teno said, just be professional. Uh, Leave everything clean, nice and neat, man. That's the secret. That's your marketing.
Yeah, and I think you were saying earlier, Pablo, when we were chatting about how, even having a clean appearance out there and some clean equipment and looking like you not only are there to take care of their property, but you also take care of your own equipment and appearance and other things. That goes a long way. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. That's the key point. You don't want to. I mean, I'm not talking and crap about people. I mean, if you whatever you got to use it. But if you can have something good, try to make it happen because it will change the way people see you. People say they're not as far as you do a clean job and all that, they're gonna hire you. Nah, if you are clean and you have a good equipment and you look nice, a lot more people will call you. That's a fact.
And you got to have the big umbrella hat.
Hey, whatever works, man. Whatever works. It's marketing, right? So Tino's in here twice. He says, "What up, y'all?" So you're here, and you're here in the chat, dude. That's awesome. I didn't even know you could do that. That's impressive. Jeremy N, thanks for joining us. He says, "How are you?" I'm pretty good. Are you guys doing well? You want to tell Jeremy how you're doing? Everybody doing good? There we go. Chris Horning is here. He says hello. Chris, we don't have anything for you to win tonight. You typically come home from any type of industry event and a winner of some type of product, but I guess don't have one to give you, but we're all going home winners tonight because we made it and it's Monday and Echo Means Business is great. So we're all winners. I like it. Tino's living the dream. Did Pablo just say carburetor? I don't know. Did you say carburetor earlier? Is that a word? Is there a joke about that? I'm slow to the roll. Carburetor? All right. Awesome information going on here about carburetors. Apparently, Dependable Don's Garage says great info for sure. Apparently, he's into carburetors, so noticing a trend here. He also says that's awesome and so true. Could also be about carburetor. Wow, Facebook ads in those targeted areas. That's good stuff. Josh Curvin says fellas with some extra A's in there. Paul Camara says, what percentage of landed jobs to hits on these ads? So I assume that's for maybe like Tino doing the Google ads, but even maybe, Craig or anybody else who's doing any type of advertising. You got an answer for that?
As far as the targeted ads, we're at probably about 5% per month as a return on our ads in each neighborhood. So, I mean, we get pretty good. I mean, that's better than the average door hanger percentage is what, 1%? I mean, not for Craig, but for everybody else is 1%. So at 5%, I mean, we're doing pretty good. I mean, our phone never stops ringing. And so you get to the point where you turn down a lot of jobs. You show up and it's 5 foot tall and like, nah, I don't think we're going to take care of your property. But another thing that nobody touched on yet was 5 rounds or clover leafing. I don't know what y'all call them in your area, but if we've kind of got away from it a little bit lately, but I mean, it's something you can always do. You pull up to a house, new neighborhood, or maybe a new street that you don't have any customers on, mow the property where you're at, and then leave business cards or flyers at the 5 houses around you. And that's another good way to do some marketing while you're already out in the field, and it's not really taking a whole day out passing out flyers or business cards and stuff like that. So, little quick tip.
Yeah, and those are the accounts that ideally everyone wants. You're already there, so the cost of getting you there is not really going to be a thing. You can really just, in theory, increase your margins by having more route density most of the time. So that's really, really good advice. Either you guys have anything to add to Paul's question there? Cool. Well, Franco's Lawn and Landscaping Services says, what's up, y'all? Just Monday fun day here, Franco. Loving me some Echo Means Business and the info we're getting on this chat, dude. This is good stuff, and this is great stuff for guys to think about as we're implementing our plans for 2024 and beyond. Or there's holiday lighting and snow and all those things. Which, a little sneak preview, there's going to be another one of these coming up in a couple weeks, and we are going to be talking about snow and ice management because 'tis the season for all things snowy, including that fat jolly guy coming down your chimney. So fun times coming up here when we talk snow in December. So Josh Curvin, who also does snow, just continuing on that trend, says, any of you gents use Google AdWords? Any feedback? Any of you gentlemen have anything to add to this? Ricky doesn't have anything to add? No? Nothing?
We also, you know how Pablo said the Google reviews? It's always good to have some bad reviews in there as well. Not the ones that, let's say,
fake ones.
Not the fake ones. Let's see, we broke the lady's window. We would like to tell her to give us a review about that. Oh, AJ's Lawn Care broke my window, but they fixed it right away with their good insurance.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It tells real story. It shows you guys are like a real business. They're not maybe all just like fake good reviews. Like AJ's is the best. AJ saves me Monday. AJ's, does a good job on my lawn. It's like, well, I think these are real. Like who's gonna write a fake review that's like, well, they broke my window, but they were honorable and fixed it. Like, I mean, I guess that would be the best fake review ever. But no, that's good. It's like social proof. It lets people know that like you're not just there for the quick dollar. You're there to like earn their business, which going back to what we said earlier, maybe the price gets you in, and then the staying power is that like they want to learn more about you, and then it's like eating at a favorite restaurant. The more you have a good experience, the more you want to go more often, spend more money, and you never know in our business when something like a little bit of maintenance can turn into something bigger, like a holiday lighting job or a landscape project or pruning, and $50 in mowing a week turns into a $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 job, but it's all because you put yourself out there and then kept going and delivering on that. Would you agree, Mr. Ricky?
Yes, sir. It's like I think it was like last week we put up some Christmas lights, and a strip didn't come on, and we were there the next morning, and we asked her to leave us a review for that. Just something different. Not always. They're always breaking windows. It's always. It might be a AC unit you hit, or one of your guys. Or maybe you got something in the yard and they mow it over and they don't see the extension cord there, and you chop it up. Just like little things like that. You just want to always fix it and then let them know that you fixed it, and so they can give you a good review, but a bad review, kind of, in a way.
Yeah, it's a real honest review. It just tells the story, and I think that's a really good point. Is that marketing can be all sorts of things, and it doesn't just have to be a flyer or an ad, like sometimes, or just even like a normal review. Sometimes, I think it was touched on earlier, like people read the reviews, and sometimes people, they maybe don't want to know your whole life story just yet, but they want to take 30 seconds to find out, like, is the food good at a restaurant? Do we do a good job on the lawn? That type of thing. And I think that's a really good takeaway for people. You guys got anything you want to add to that? Cool. All right. Last question from Josh Curvin. Being in the UAG brings attention amongst your peers in the industry, but has it brought attention for prospective clients? Have you guys found that being a user advisory group members something that's helped market your business at all? Not so much, a little bit, maybe.
What was the question? You kind of like froze.
Oh, I was just saying, like, does being in the UAG bring attention amongst you? We know it brings attention amongst your peers in the industry. I mean, we have a bunch of people from the industry joining us on the chat, right? But has it brought attention from prospective clients at all? Has it been something to market to clients and been useful in that regard? No? Cool.
Not really clients, but different lawn care companies. Like if we reshare something, they ask me like questions about it, or how can they get into it, or learn more about it. And we usually just tell them to go on the page and just look around, and go scroll all the way down, look at old videos from new videos, and just ask questions if they have questions about anything that they post. Just stuff like that from lawn care companies around the area.
Perfect. So it's more like peers then. Perfect. You guys, have you found any merit in that with clients, or it's really more of a peer to peer type thing for everybody? Cool. Scott wants to know what we have to do every time I say carburetor. Well, I don't know how many more times I'm going to say it, but whatever you're into, whatever your libation of choice is, you may indulge in it when I say the word carburetor. Which I guess if this were more like Pee-wee's Playhouse, we have a bunch of furniture like freaking out, and we could call it the word of the day. But this is not Pee-wee's Playhouse. This is just Echo Means Business Live. So lucky us, lucky you. Most importantly, lucky me. Jar Landscaping LLC. Hey everyone, great group here. Well, hey to our favorite twins, and thank you so much for joining us, and hoping that you're having a amazing Monday fun day. JC the Lawn Guy says the Temkins are in the room. Wow, I hope you and your adorable dogs are doing well. Thank you for joining us. And wow, we've got those are great comments. It's always so awesome to have people join us. So any final thoughts from you guys before we land the plane here tonight? Going once? Going twice?
I appreciate the opportunity to be on. This was awesome and a good time.
Perfect. Anything from our other friends from warm climates that I'm not a part of? Cool. Well, at least they smiled.
It was 80 degrees today, Bedell.
It was 80. It was like 39 here today and windy.
God's country, baby. God's country.
Yeah, he's not blessing us with the warmth, that's for sure. But I will say he's blessed us with a lot of dry weather this fall that we haven't had. I mean, typically it's like maybe already snowed by now, but only our friend at Dependable Don's Garage has had to deal with that nonsense as far as I know. And quite frankly, he can keep it up there all to his Canadian self. So, yeah, I know Craig agreed. Craig's like, nope, snow, not doing it. Cool. So, only other thing I have to add in terms of marketing is just be really specific and intentional about who your clients are. I think you can kind of gather from the other guys talking that part of their success is they know who they want to work for, probably who they don't want to work for. Maybe that's based on a location. Maybe that's based on an income type. Maybe that's based on like we do government work, or we just do industrial parks, or I just do residential houses. You know, whatever's a good fit for you is something that you really ought to try and capitalize on. Something that I've heard over the years is that baseball players generally don't swing at every pitch that comes towards the plate. They know what type of pitch they're looking for, and those are the ones that they swing at. And so that may be something you want to consider as you implement a marketing strategy in your business going forward, is ultimately figure out what pitches you're looking for. Which clients do you want to capitalize on? What are your most profitable clients? Do you want to build route density? Do you want to change service offerings? Do you want to try offering a new service to your existing clients? There's a whole host of options, and as you've learned tonight, there's lots of opportunity for you to make your dreams a success. So thank you for connecting with us, as always. Echo Means Business, echomeansbusiness.com, the new echomeansbusiness.com, where we have lots of fun content like this, all the good old stuff that you liked, some new stuff that's even better. It's certainly easier to click around and connect with all of us, so we encourage you to do that. We'll sooner rather than later be accepting applications for our group next year. I know it's crazy, but people don't always listen to this in real time. So if you're listening in the future, you may want to consider applying. That way, one day you can join us on live streams like this. So thank you so much for joining. I'm Michael from Bedell Property Management, and if you guys don't have anything to add, we will wrap this up tonight. Everybody good?
Thanks
Everyone
for joining,
smiling?
guys. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Happy Thanksgiving for my American friends. I don't know when it is in Canada, but we like you guys too. And thank you so much. Take care. Be safe. Be good to each other. And we'll see you in December when we talk snow. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.